Hey, August 26th, guys. I'm back for another trade today. So we're kind of ranging. It looks like it was kind of moving sideways. We were in an uptrend prior to the market closing yesterday. At the end, we did go down most of the way, and then we came up, and then we kind of went sideways again, broke out of there, and then we started kind of trending up again, and then we came against it. So first time test. Low value area, I'm actually looking over here at the 39.28, also in line with the important control here. A lot of confluence here. The next area really would be to go long at the 39.18. Hasn't gone there yet. If this fails here, we'll look to go long again here, and if that fails, then we'll look to kind of see if this thing's going to range and then break out to either side. But right now we're looking at this long, and we'll see if this thing does get to push back up to the levels here, which it just broke out of, and we'll really need to see this thing react and push through here, because it did kind of consolidate and go sideways and finally break down. So within just this area here, we got to be very cautious. Even though we are in an uptrend and we buy here, we might come back up to this level and fail, so we'll have to look to take profits at that level. So as this thing kind of develops, I'll continue the video, but right now that's the trade setup for now, and we'll see how this thing goes. Okay, let me just go ahead and pause the video and we'll continue in just a second. Hey guys, I'm back. Patience is paying off. It did hold this area right here at the 39.29. Came down against us about, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, about 60 ticks. All right, we had another area to buy here at the 39.18. So even if we were wrong, got stopped out, could have got back in right there, but really that would have been about 10 to 13 ticks. So if you had your 10 to 13 ticks or 13 ticks max right there, you could have held all the way down to the next profile level where you wanted to buy at. And now we're starting to move up. So we are looking at the breakdown level right below there as targets, and then obviously to the other side here where we initially started to break down from. We are in this uptrend now. Moving average is kind of crossed down, so you gotta be careful. That's why I said you gotta take profits, but we are in pretty volatile market, so another 20, 30 ticks shouldn't be that difficult for this market to push up to. And at that point, we'll have to look and see if does this thing really have strength, depending on how it moves up. So we'll see what happens. I'll go ahead and pause the video, and we'll resume in just a second. Alright guys, I'm back. This thing actually worked out for us. So came all the way up to the profile levels here, and the real initial resistance here at the high profile levels here. So now we're kind of ranging. Looks like this was a pretty strong resistance area, but we were able to extract about 10, 20, 30 ticks out of that just off of this move alone. And at this point, we kind of got to see as if this thing going to break out, or we're just going to kind of range and then finally find a movement. Because right now, we had this up move, we came down pretty hard, and we were able to take this trade off this long here. And we hit the profile levels up here and the resistance that I just kind of drew in. Let me just move this out of the way real quick. So you can see right here the profile levels, and those were really good targets, and you can see it actually hit exactly right there, plus 1 tick, and we were able to make profits there. So at this point, we really got to see, is this thing going to break here eventually and break out? And if it breaks out, it's got to break over this high value areas here, come back down to retest, and then we can buy at that point for this thing to go long even further. Right now, we're still kind of in a sideways range overall, as you can see from the last couple of days, or at least since yesterday. So we were in an uptrend, came back down ranged, came back up, and now we're kind of in a range right now, looking at this whole area here, just in a nice little sideways range, right? So we just got to either break out over here or come down and break down below here, and then we can short it. But either way, right now we're just looking to see which direction it's going to go, and we don't have a direction at this point. And as you can see, the moving averages kind of went sideways again, because now we have the conviction to neither side. So that's how we look for the next setup, and we use the market profile levels to kind of give us levels to look at, to break out of. And if you understand how to read contextually the market, just looking at the candlesticks and sideways movements like this, then you can kind of say, okay, well, this is a level that really needs to break out if I'm going to make any more upside movement. And pretty much that sums up that trade. We'll go ahead and make another trade soon after this. That was over $1,000 trade right there, just off of the six or so contracts that we had in on that trade. At this point, again, like I said, we just have to wait and see what happens. So as I said, I'll close this video and we will see you in just a second if there's another setup for today. Great trading, guys. Let's keep it up.